Chosen men aren't meant to fit in. You were built to stand out. That's why you feel misunderstood. You weren't made for the crowd. You were made for the call. When God marks a man for purpose, He also separates him for process. It's not rejection, it's refinement. Every friendship that fades, every door that closes, every season of silence, it's all part of the preparation. Because before God uses a man publicly, He shapes him privately. And that shaping happens in the solitude that chosen men often mistake for loneliness. Reason 1. Isolation is God's training ground. When God chooses a man, He first calls him into isolation, not to break him, but to build him. David wasn't discovered in the palace. He was refined in the field. While others were being celebrated, he was fighting lions and bears in silence. That's where he learned courage. That's where he learned faith. God trains His chosen ones in secret places because destiny is dangerous in the wrong hands. Before the spotlight comes solitude. Before the calling comes crushing. Luke 5:16 says, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." Even the Son of God had to step away from the crowd to stay aligned with the Father. So if you're in a season where you feel alone, unseen, or misunderstood, that's not rejection, that's refinement. Because in isolation, God is not ignoring you, He's instructing you. Every delay, every silence, every closed door, it's training. And when the time comes, what you built in private will speak louder than any public platform. Reason 2. Separation protects you from distraction. When God sets you apart, He also starts cutting things off. People you thought would stay, disappear. Doors that once opened, start closing. And it feels like loss, but it's actually protection. You see, not everyone can handle the weight of your calling. Some people were sent to your past, not your purpose. And God loves you too much to let their influence sabotage your growth. That's why Jesus said in John 15:2, "Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, He takes away, and every branch that bears fruit, He prunes, that it may bear more fruit." Pruning hurts, but it's proof that you're growing. God removes what distracts, so He can reveal what develops. The chosen man learns that peace is better than popularity, and purpose is better than company. Because when you stop chasing who left, you finally make room for what's next. Reason 3. God hides you before He reveals you. Before God elevates a man, He hides him, not because he's unqualified, but because exposure too early can destroy what isn't ready. Joseph had dreams of leadership long before he ever saw the palace, but before the robe and the ring came the pit and the prison. That hiding season wasn't punishment, it was preservation. Isaiah 49 verse 2 says, "He made me a polished arrow and concealed me in His quiver." God hides His strongest warriors until their character can carry their calling. In that hidden place, you learn humility, you learn obedience, you learn to depend on God alone. Because when you're chosen, your waiting season isn't wasted, it's your weapon. Every delay is divine, every not yet is protection. And when God finally reveals you, the same people who overlooked you will have to witness what He was preparing all along. Reason 4. Loneliness builds spiritual strength. Every chosen man walks through a season where silence becomes his only companion. The calls stop, the invitations fade, the crowd disappears, and it feels like you've been forgotten. But that's exactly where God builds your power. In the quiet, your faith stops depending on applause. Your confidence stops needing validation. You stop chasing voices and start hearing God's. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Loneliness becomes the forge where endurance, wisdom, and focus are born. And when you finally come out of that season, you don't come out the same. You come out anchored, unshaken by rejection, unmoved by praise. Because the man who learns to stand alone with God will never fall when the world turns its back." Reason 5. Aloneness leads to alignment. The reason God allows a chosen man to walk alone is to bring him back into alignment. When you have no one else to lean on, you finally learn to lean on Him. In the quiet, your desires get purified, your motives get tested, your vision becomes clear. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." That stillness isn't inactivity, it's intimacy. God removes distractions so you can rediscover direction. He silences the noise so you can finally hear His voice again. Because true power doesn't come from the crowd, it comes from connection. And when your spirit aligns with His will, you stop walking alone. You start walking led. Every chosen man has to walk that road, not to prove his strength, but to find his surrender. Honestly, some of the times I've heard God the clearest were the moments I took a second to write it down. That's why I created a Bible study and faith journal, so you can capture those scriptures, prayers, and little nudges from God before they slip away. The link's in the description if you want to start your own. Maybe you've been wondering why God's been so quiet, why the people you cared about drifted away, why your prayers seem to echo back in silence. It's not because you're forgotten, it's because you're being formed. God is teaching you how to stand before He lets you lead. This isolation isn't the end of your story. It's the chapter that defines it. So don't fight the loneliness. Use it. Let it push you deeper into prayer. Let it shape you into the man you were meant to become. Because when the time comes, the same silence that broke you will become the strength that builds you. If this message spoke to your spirit, drop "I'm still chosen" in the comments.